Good morning. Well, it's been a long time, I think, since I did an update. Today is Saturday, February 21st, 2015. So, I decided to come on and say that today is day 4 of my new competition prep. Yay! I like the sound of that. I haven't been making videos because what is the point? I mean, I have been off my diet doing that overeating thing. And, it's hard to, make videos constantly saying that. So, what happened? Well, let's see. Wednesday was my first day of back straight on my diet. I had still been overeating. I had even gone back to buying almond nut butter, which is my biggest thing. And I also bought some more plain yogurt to put in chocolate protein powder. And I just, I ate more nuts and I ate more raisins and I ate that and more of that. So, and some other things. And, I finally finished all that out of my cupboard and refrigerator, and I realized, every time I reach into the cupboard or refrigerator and eat stuff, I'm trying to satisfy some taste I think I want, and then when I eat it, it doesn't satisfy it, and this has always been the case. And so I go on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and things that I think I'm sure will satisfy it still don't satisfy it. So I went through that again. I'm like, oh man, it's just, I'm done with it again. So, and then I ate everything. So I'm clean in my house. Pretty much. I still have some things, I think, but I'm just done, and that's good. The bad news is I put on a lot of body fat and probably a lot of weight. I haven't weighed myself because I'm sure I'll want to kill myself if I weigh myself, which is not an exaggeration. So I'm not going to weigh myself. But that's a bummer. But I still want to do some spring shows. I was planning to do a May show. I'm pretty positive. Unless there's a miracle, which could happen, I'm not going to be ready for that. But there is a later June show, and I want to do that if I can. I was feeling really positive about it. I could do it until I took my first pictures this morning, which I haven't done in quite a while either. Quite a while, like probably since November. So I can start tracking my progress again, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll be ready, but I was thinking I would be, but we'll see. I hope so, because that would be really fun. It's right in my hometown, and it's put on by Tangi Johnson, who's a professional fitness competitor, and she puts on great shows. She treats the competitors great, and I've always loved her being in her shows, competing. So I'm hoping, and it's here in Olympia, so I'm really wanting to do that. So I even considered paying for it already, registering this morning too, just to have that as my goal, but I hate registering for something and then not doing it, because then you lose your money. So I don't know. We'll see. But so I took pictures, and I was like, that's a lot of extra body fat. And then I was comparing pictures from in November, before I started going off my diet. Right before, I was doing really great. And then I compared some pictures from my starting point last time, and then also, previous pictures, and then a few months after my start last time, to see where I kind of fit in terms of my progress usually, because I usually do look, I can pinpoint the same spots along the way in terms of what my body looks like. So then I was a little discouraged because it kind of looked similar to a spot that I was still quite a few months out from competing. So, well, we'll give it a shot. What I decided was, after overeating and overeating and overeating since November, right before Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving, I added so many calories each day and each week extra. I mean, hundreds and hundreds extra calories each day. And cutting out those extras that I do, that I have been doing, cuts out a lot of calories each day, like hundreds of calories a day. So I realized, losing weight is definitely inevitable at this point. I put in all these calories every day, extra, gained weight, take away the calories, I have to lose weight. I mean, it's just bound to be. So I felt good about that. My delusion thinking with distorted body stuff, weight stuff, is that I can't lose weight and I won't lose weight and stuff like that. And when my brain is in that distorted mode, I feel really hopeless, and then I just overeat more. But somehow, thank gosh, the click went on, and I got out of the distorted mode by realizing, take away the calories that I'm overeating, and I'll drop weight fast. I mean, I was overeating hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calories a day. I mean, nuts are very caloric, raisins are very caloric. What I was eating was very, very caloric. So take that out. I should drop weight fast. So that'll be great. So I'm really happy about that and looking forward. And when I look back in my pictures, this is going to be a long video. When I look back in my pictures, I look similar to where I was last June, 2014. I started last prep in April, I think, March or April 2014. By June, I did some overeating too, and then by June, in June I was puffy but smaller, but then I got really strict, or maybe I have the dates wrong. Maybe it's May, June, July. I don't know. I have to relook at it. But 1 month later, I was looking like half the size I was the month previous because I got strict on my diet. I stopped fooling around and got strict. And boy, I looked completely different the next month. I mean, completely different. So that was a huge change. So I'm looking forward. It should be a huge change coming up. So I got bummed looking at those pictures. I really did. I was feeling really positive until I started looking at pictures. That always bums me out. But it is inevitable. It is inevitable. Staying on my food plan, keeping my training up and everything, that I will drop this body fat fast. And we'll see where I am in a month, 2 months, and see where I look in terms of maybe competing at least in June, because that'd be fun. I have been training, which is really good. It's when I go off the wagon, a lot of times I stop working out completely because I'm too embarrassed to go back to the gym. But I kept training. I've been training and doing really good in my training. It's funny because I get in another delusion that as long as I'm training really well, I'm in competition prep. It's like, no, if I'm not eating according to plan, I'm putting on weight, and that is not working. It does not work for me. So I finally realized that ain't working. So I've been training. Training's been going really, really well. I've been getting stronger. So another thing I'm looking forward to is that I've built muscle in the last few months. I am stronger. So that'll be fun to see as I trim down this time. a little more muscle, perhaps. On my last prep, I lost a lot of my muscle. In terms of, I kept that, we measure that. And so I'm hoping to keep more muscle this time. Lean down, keep your muscle. That's the goal. I've been watching lots and lots of videos, listening to podcasts, watching them on YouTube. So all that is very inspiring and has helped me work toward my shift of getting back on track. So I'm really excited about that. I still have my fears from the pictures. I have the fears of failing. When I got serious the other day, or maybe this morning, I started preparing my life sort of for being in competition prep. And I started getting serious. Oh, now I'm serious. And then along with that comes the fear of failing. So maybe if I take out that serious place, I can work on from the positive rather than the fear negative. Well, anyway, it's always a lot of work mentally and emotionally. I've talked about that before. Thank goodness I have my trainers, my coaches, my fitness friends, my telephone coaches to help me with that. Otherwise, I couldn't do this. So that's good. Let's see. Today is Saturday, and usually I do my group morning run on Saturdays, but tomorrow, Sunday, is a race. So we're not running today. Tomorrow is a relay race. I thought that would be really fun, where you sign up as a team. So I signed up with someone in my running group, and one person runs around our lake, Capitol Lake, and then the other person runs, and then you run again, and then the other person runs again. So it's going to be challenging, but it sounded like a lot of fun. So as long as I keep in my mind that this is going to be fun, I will have fun. So hopefully that'll be fun. And then I have some more races on the calendar, which is great. My running has been going good. My stamina is good. That's something I fear, is that when I'm dieting, my stamina goes down. And you know what? Again, since I've been putting in the groundwork in my training, I'm not so worried about that. It's like, you know what I built what's there, and if I can't perform up to standards of usual, that's okay. My goal is just going to be, get lean, keep muscle, keep training, but not to freak out if I can't push it as hard or run as far, because when you're dieting, it's with less carbs and stuff, it gets very difficult at times to have stamina and endurance. So now that I've worked with my coaches on a continuous basis, they know that as well. So when those times come up, they shift our workouts to accommodate that. So I'm not worried about that either. So, for example, let's give an example. So running. So if I'm on a low carb place in my diet, which means I have no stamina and I'm really tired and it's hard to train, then long runs are not going to work for me. Maybe they will. I mean, there'll be days that they will, but there'll be days that they won't. And so, like with my running coach, we can do sprints, short sprints or short intervals. We can accommodate where I'm at while still training. So I realize that now, because we've been through this cycle of almost a year. Oh, that's another thing that I started with my running coach, I think back in April last year. So we're coming up on my 1 year run-iversary, she called it, my 1 year running anniversary. And that's really exciting. And to celebrate, we're doing a 10K, my first ever 10K in March. around for St. Patty's Day race. So I've been really nervous about that, but I signed up yesterday. I finally signed up, and I'm just going to look at it again in a positive way, that it's to celebrate my run-anniversary and to make that happy and a celebration and fun. And let's see. So, yeah, I have races on the calendar. The other thing I was doing this morning was signing up for work trainings. I hate signing up for those. I have to get continuing education for my profession, and I really hate it. It takes up the whole day. Often I have to drive really far, which takes even longer, and then fight traffic to come home, and you got to pay a lot of money for the whole day, and then I'm sad because I have to leave Muffin somewhere, and oops, sorry. But I've been really worried that I don't want to get behind on my continuing education credits because I have to have them to renew my license every year. So I jammed in a bunch a year or so ago, because I knew I'd be training a lot, and I wanted to get them all done, and I did. I got them all done, and so it's been a while. So now I've been really feeling anxious that I have to get more done again for this next 2-year cycle. So I signed up for 2 trainings, so I don't have to stress myself out. So that's good. I'll have some of those credits taken care of so I can relax more and not fear not having my job, which means no income, which means I can't do anything, including my training. So that's what I was doing this morning. I was, preparing, getting competition prep kind of prepared with getting food made, getting pictures taken, looking at my schedule, my calendar over here with the new show I want to do in June, putting things on my calendar to make sure I can see everything coming up, taking pictures, and getting my work situated so that I can feel a little less stressed. So it's a big day. It's a big thing. I'm excited. Oh, the other thing is that I decided I'm calling this the start of my new competition prep. The thing is, when I go off track, I feel like I failed. I feel like I completely took 100 steps backwards because I wanted to keep going. I wanted to continue my prep and not have a break. And I didn't again, and I'm bummed about that. But instead of looking at that as a continuous prep, which I wanted it to be a continuous prep, I'll just look at it as starting prep again. And that's exciting because every prep is a little different in the sense of mentally and emotionally. And again, I have a little different concept that I was talking about earlier about preparing for low energy, for training, and my goals for the prep in terms of leaning, keeping muscle, not worrying about having difficulty with the training, stuff like that, having new goals for a new prep. So that's exciting. So then I can have a fresh start and build on what I've built. My fear is I lost everything and I've gone backwards. My hope is I continue to build something new, and I'll end up at the end of the prep with something a little different and something a little improved and something a little new that shows my personal progress in my sport for me. So there's a lot to talk about, isn't there? Spring is really coming quick. It's getting light out really quick now, and it's going to get even more light, and I'm super excited, which means more training outside and riding my new bike and enjoying that a lot. And thank goodness we've had here in Washington State a really nice mild winter, and I know most of the country has not. So we here have been enjoying our mild winter because usually we have an unpleasant time. So it's good. Life is good, and I'm excited, and I'm excited to take you guys on this next journey with me and let you know what's going on. I have a lot more news, but I'll just have to update later. Okay, I'll update right now. One more thing is that I'm thinking about, I'm looking into maybe joining a new competition team, which would be really different for me, but I think it would help with accountability. That's the other thing that happened is I started thinking about that and looking into it and preparing in my mind that I'm going to be interviewed by the coaches, and what do I say? Yeah, I'm serious, but I can't stop eating, and I put on a lot of weight, and I'm still eating and not sticking to my diet. Then they're not going to look at me like I'm serious. So I realized that, and I said, oh, I better start doing what I need to do to show that I'm serious about this. So that's a huge thing that clicked me out and back into my clean eating prep mode. So that was exciting. So that's another great thing. And if that happens, it'll be another new experience with a prep. So that'll be fun. So I'll let you know. Okay, I hope you all are well, and take care. Bye.